Idiots dive without thinking. Smart, intelligent people, they think and think and think, and they contemplate, and they maybe dive. They might not even dive after contemplating and calculating for so long. And that is why people that are perceived to be, and I put it in quotation, people that are perceived to be less intelligent or quote unquote dumber, they end up becoming more successful than so-called smart people. Dan Pena, which is this Mexican, half American, extremely old multi-billionaire. I'm sure you've seen his viral clips left, right and centre for years. He said something extremely profound. And he was in an interview with this other guy, I believe it was his associate. He was just having an interview and a recording on YouTube. It was actually somewhere on YouTube for you guys to watch. There was a short clip. And he said that people that have a lower IQ on average end up becoming a lot wealthier. So he said a lot of intelligent people, they'll go on to become things like engineers and lawyers, things that require a lot of thinking, things that require intellect and calculations. Because imagine you're an engineer, right? You're a mathematical, I don't know, you could be any sort of engineer. There's a multitude of types of engineers, right? And the calculations have to be immaculate, because if the calculations aren't correct, even if you're wrong by a minuscule, it could collapse the entire project. Whatever you're constructing, whatever you're building, whatever you're formulating, everything has to be inch perfect. There is a very fine margin of error. So you have to think and think and think. Everything about your role and your day-to-day life is about calculating, thinking before you take action. The plan has to be put to perfection. What do I say on this channel? When it comes to self-development, when it comes to self-improvement, take the fucking shot. One of my favorite ever films is Skyfall by James Bond, played by the actor Daniel Craig. Came out in 2012. There was a scene of James Bond and he's on the top of the train that's going about 150 miles an hour, and he's on there with the villain, and he's there in a fist fight. And he's got the gun in his hand and they're about to enter a tunnel, and his colleague's got the sniper rifle on the top of the cliff, and he's getting instructions saying, I haven't got a clean shot. I haven't got a clear sight. And she gets a commandment, she gets a request that basically states, take the fucking shot. Now, she completely cocks up the shot, but that's not the point. Take the shot, take the risk. Don't think too much. One of my biggest Achilles heel, one of my biggest downfalls in life, the reason why I haven't accomplished certain things by a certain age or haven't done things correctly or the way that I wanted it to, was because I took too long. I procrastinated too long. A lot of people will say, I'm a perfectionist. You're not a perfectionist. You're a procrastinator. You're an absolute idiot. People say, I need the plan to be... It's never going to be perfect. Stop looking to make the perfect routine to start. I need to wake up at 5 a.m. and then at 5:05 I need to do this and have this perfectionist mentality of, oh, if I do this one thing wrong, then I might as well screw it. Binge mentality. Throw it all away. All or nothing mindset. The whole day's screwed. Let me do whatever I want. And then you're back to zero. It's either 100 or it's zero. Screw all that. That's the problem. You try and make everything perfect. Life is not perfect. Life is full of insecurities. Life is full of imperfections. You just have to embrace the pain. You have to embrace the struggle. Understand it. That is one of the biggest lessons that I learned, and what I find and what I found, and as I've already mentioned as an example, many other successful people have said this. People that tend to have a lower average IQ end up becoming a lot richer and wealthier, because it's the quote that I said in the beginning. Idiots, they dive in without thinking. Thinkers, they think. And even after thinking, they might maybe dive. Some of them don't even dive. And that's the point I'm making. A lot of you guys just need to begin. Take the shot. You're better off, as I said, roughly plan, but it needs to be very dicey. It can't be to perfection or immaculate, because you can never make an immaculate plan. You don't know how, because along the way, you're going to have to refine and alter the plan. Imagine bow and archery, right? You've got your bow, you've got your arrow, you've got the target in place. Take the shot, shoot. Because then you have tangible results. Then you're able to determine, okay, this is how far away I am from the target. I might be 1 millimeter away, I might be 5 millimeters away, I might be 10 centimeters away. Something extremely substantial. You just never know. And it's the same thing in life. You can use that and apply that analogy into your real life, in terms of your fitness, your wealth, in terms of your ambitions. A lot of the goals that you set, you might begin the plan, The plan might not be perfect, but you begin right away on day one. You refine the plan as you go along, and afterwards you might realize, actually, this isn't the goal that I want. And then you can alter the goal. You can refine the plan, you can change it. And that individual will make far more progress than the other person that goes, I'm certain this is the goal I want, but the plan is to be perfect. So let me spend a few more days making the plan perfect. But you've taken no action. It's mental masturbation. You've kidded yourself. You've basically lied to yourself and told yourself that you've been productive because I'm making this plan perfect. What have you accomplished? You've done fuck all. You haven't taken any sort of action. Action will always trump any sort of planning. Imperfect action will always trump perfect planning because planning is an action. Planning doesn't achieve anything. You are deluding yourself into believing that you're actually accomplishing anything. And the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I was a prime example of this. I used to be like this. And I know this resonates with so many people because I was one of them. The plan is to... You're not a perfectionist. You're a procrastinator. You're giving yourself a license to waste more days. Well, you're wasting time. You're wasting time. Take the shot. Aim at the target. Shoot. Because then you're able to, refine, change. This is how far away I am. You might even be closer than you anticipated. You might not even be that far away from your goals. But this is why so-called idiots end up becoming more successful than people with a higher average IQ. Because they think less. Sometimes just think less. Stop thinking about worst case scenario. What if this goes wrong? I said wrong there. What if this goes wrong? Forget about all of that. I speak about the glass, half empty, half full. You're always looking at it from the perspective of the glass is half empty. Stop doing that. Stop thinking so much. I'm not saying outsource your thinking because that's preposterous. But sometimes you're overthinking and you're paralyzed by that analysis. Stop analyzing. Sometimes in life, you need to stop thinking and just take action. You'll get a lot further in life. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to read a book. I'm going to read a book about sales. I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to get a sales job. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a book and read about sales. It might help you a little bit in terms of tips and tricks and methods to implement. But the individual that goes out there and attains a sales job and learns on the job and gains that vital experience, he'll end up being a lot more successful at sales than a guy that went, I'm not going to do sales. I'm going to go to Waterstones or WH Smith or buy a book off Amazon and I'm going to read a book on sales. Asinine. Absolutely inane. Don't do that. Take action. Action will always trump anything. Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.